¿Sentís que llegó el momento de un cambio, pero no sabés por dónde empezar? Tu carta natal es la llave para entenderte, descubrir tus fortalezas y abrir el camino hacia la vida que deseas. Madame Faraluna, astróloga reconocida, invitada de televisión y radio, te ayudará a ver hacia dónde te guían tus estrellas. No postergues el cambio. Pedí tu carta natal ahora y da el primer paso hacia la vida con la que soñas.
All about us, the very important to have a natal chart as we are parenting as the kids grow up. She does something that is really special, very good. I never had someone to do that. So she's going to start talking about it and we are going to ask him questions. So I don't know what to say, but thank you. Zorana, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm really glad to present this topic and what I do to your audience, and maybe to get somebody interested more in astrology.
Yeah. Zorana, talk to people. How do you came up with that? I mean, maybe a short storytelling. How do you came up saying, okay, I'm going to study interpretation natal for kids? I was like,
yes. Well, first of all, it took some time learning astrology, right? It takes some time to learn the basics and then to be a little bit more comfortable about moving around all the astrology techniques and what astrology actually means and how it works out. And then I got interested because of my own kids. I was interested to kind of figure out who they really were and how come we were connected in one family and why did they land in their souls? Why did they land it in my lap or in my family? And it took some time, and then I realized how beautiful it is, how astrology and the universe has the mind of its own, right? And the kids actually come into our lives with a purpose. And as much as we, as adults today, came into lives of our parents, so everything is with the higher meaning. And it takes a little while to understand. So it's not easy. And it takes a lot of wider picture to absorb and realize what's actually the message of having certain kid in your family or being a parent to a certain kid. So it took some time, and as I practiced more and more and had more and more clients and little babies in their lives, it was really fascinating how it develops and what you can tell from a natal chart of a child connected with their parents.
That's beautiful. I mean, I was trying to picture in my head everything you're saying, and I think it's very, I'm not going to say difficult, but it's not something that everyone does. So I think it's very brave, Ida. I mean, I think it's brave to take that look on kids because it's not very common. It takes a lot of experience because you guys, you know that astrology takes a lot of study. You have to study a lot. You never stop studying astrology, but it takes a lot of professionalism and experience to do what she's doing, you know, because it's not like you are studying and say, okay, let's go into start with studying the natal of the kids. It's very, very huge task, I think. So tell us about how the clients, what does the client ask when they are asking for a natal chart of the kids? Or that they see Pluto, they see the ascendant, the moon. What is the point or the technique that you use when you are taking a look on natal?
Well, there are different questions, and people are different. There are some people who are generally interested in astrology, but they don't know much. And then there are people who are kind of trying to learn a little bit of astrology, and I would say that they are most frightened. They know a little bit, but not enough, right? And
Yeah.
the problem is that people are kind of afraid of certain positions or planets or something, but the astrology is actually connection with the nature. And nature is never wrong, and it's not here to frighten us in any way. The nature is here just to give us the guidance, to show us how everything can work together and how there is a balance in nature and in life, actually. So there are different questions. There are questions of the newborn babies, like what's my kid is going to be, what are his potentials, like are they going to be athletes or basketball players or something like that, you know? Like I had the questions of a mother of a little guy of 7 years old. Is he going to play in NBA?
Oh my God.
Like, come on, lady, like 7 years old, right? And so there are ambitious parents, and then there are parents who generally are interested in bringing up their child in the best possible way. But what most of the parents don't understand is that our children are our biggest teachers. So when child comes in, then you realize how much as a parent you need to change. You have to change your views, your positions, because everything that you were stuck or that you were really hard on your opinions or hard on your ways of working things out, your child is going to change it. So it takes a while to absorb all the changes, because when child comes in, it's a big change in the family. It's a change of energy, right? So there are also teenager parents, like they're kind of exhausted. They're frightened. They don't know what else to say or do or approach their child. And it seems like nothing of their opinions or conversations work with kids, right? And they just want to know, is it ever going to stop? Like, their child is going to be better? Are they going to grow up ever? Like, if they are going to, like, it's very, very humane. Like, it's a normal question.
When it's going to stop?
Yes. When this craziness of my teenager is going to stop? Like, what's going on? How should they act? What am I going to do? And so it depends on the age of a child, right? So there are different questions. Like I have clients that send me the chart as soon as it was born, like maybe an hour later. And I have the chart, and they're booking the reading for that child like within a couple of days. And whatever you say, they don't remember much, and that's why I'm taping my readings, and I tell them, like, please keep it safe and then listen to it maybe in a year or in a 6 months or whatever, because whatever they want to do the best as the child is baby, like the response of the child is minimal. It cannot communicate the way they're expecting, right? So it takes a while until the child starts showing character. Even though some of the things you can tell right from the beginning, like the behavior as soon as the child begins to smile or crawl or whatever. But as soon as the baby is born, it's very hard for them. Like, they just want to know if everything is going to be okay.
Yeah. I mean, there is a kind of tendency on the child because of the sun and all stuff. But I think it's going to be very difficult because you are working not just with the kids, but also with the expectations of the parents. So, how to manage yourself to work with them, especially when they have a very high hopes with the natal?
Yes. Well, you see, maybe the hardest, actually, that's my opinion. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but for me, when you're working as an astrologer, it's the most important thing to exclude your own affinities or your own perceptions of things, because that's not what you are reading in the chart. Like, every person is different, and we shouldn't imply to parents something that maybe is my own trait, right? My own part of my character. So it's very professional to take a distance and not be emotional, and trying to explain to parents that it's a positive way of developing things, because all parents have high hopes of their children, every single parent, right? But it doesn't have to be what's best for the child. It could be, but it doesn't have to. So there are situations or examples. If you have parents that are kind of artists, so they have maybe a lot of energy that's intuitive, and they're very talented, or they work in the environment that's very creative, and they got a child that's probably a lot of fire, right? And it's necessary for their family. It's balancing. That's why the astrology is all about the balance, right? And the thing is that in our own lives, we are attracting people who are going to balance our disbalance, right? Who are going to actually be our opposite. So we can learn a lot more about ourselves, because that's the point of life, like learning about ourselves and being better. And the best way to learn is if somebody brings up a mirror, and the mirror is the opposite, right?
Yeah. So I gotta ask, you said that every child comes here to do something for the tree. And you could say that signs, I don't know, Aries to Pisces, that have a kind of mission. We can put a name or something, or it's more important other aspect of the natal, where we're talking about what does the kids come here to do.
Yes. Well, we can say that the ascendant, for example,
Okay.
brings a certain task that child brings to the family, and it's also the way how the child acts in the world, right? The ascendant, like that's something that you see. And from a karmic point of view, the sign often shows what the family lacks in that moment. And
Okay.
it's very interesting. Yes. I see your
Okay.
how you're processing what I'm saying. Yeah. So if we have, for example, fire signs as ascendant, those children come to kind of shake up the system, to bring new energy, to bring more courage into family, to initiate some kind of action, right? And so it's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. These are fire signs. Yeah. If we talk about the earth signs, like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they come to the families that are financially or emotionally unstable, or there is some kind of a chaos, right? And these children, their role is to bring structure, to kind of bring some kind of grounding and practicality into family. Also, the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Usually, they are born into families that are kind of very strange relationships within the community, or there is not enough communication between the members of the community or the members of the family, and those children bring some kind of a connection. They're here to connect the family with within the family and with the outside world, and kind of introduce some kind of new ideas, and to connect the family with the surrounding, with the make them more sociable, right? And if we talk about the ascendant in the water signs like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, then they're usually born in the emotionally repressed or too cold environment. Like maybe parents are very strict, very cold, very distant, very businesslike, very maybe traditional in a way that parents should be, right? Somebody who is not really bothered with the small children, they're gonna take care of them when they get older or something like that. So the role of these children born with a water ascendant is to kind of melt the ice, to teach the family about the feelings, about the empathy, about sharing the feelings. And usually those kids, you know how they're cuddly, they're very warm, they want to, they read the atmosphere without saying, right? So there you go.
Okay, so it's very interesting. And
Well,
the last time,
yes, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say,
no, say it.
The best way is to check on your own ascendant.
Yeah.
So remember, how was your family when you were a kid? And just check by these points. I just said very, very little about it, but I said the basic about it.
Yeah, say something for the consulting, because people gotta ask. I don't know. I'm a Sagittarius sun rising, so I don't know. I don't know.
You're Sagittarius?
I'm a Sagittarius sun riser.
Yes.
But I'm an Aries. I'm an Aries with
Wow.
sun rising in Sagittarius.
Yes, the fire comes in to clean up the space.
Yeah, but it's the little inner world, because I'm also a Virgo's moon, Mars in Pisces, so I have a kind of war, inner war between those two fire signs. You never know who's going to win, but there is a war.
Well, maybe it will be interesting to share my opinion about the squares, because what you're talking about are the squares, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, there isn't an influential or successful person without squares. There isn't.
Okay. So,
Oh, the squares
if
are
people
not.
wants to ask, sorry,
Yeah.
if people wants to ask, now we are talking about squares. If people wants to ask related to natal in kids, there's some aspects like trigons or square that we should stay focused on, pay attention on it in a kid's natal.
Yes, of course. Like the squares are unfinished business.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to diagram.
So if there is a square in a child's chart, then he needs to spend or spare the energy. He needs to do something in a manner of those incorporated planets and signs. He should use that energy, because there is the energy that are kind of squares are kind of interrupted or not finished business regarding those planets and signs. So those are the potential that kids can be kind of shown the way to go that way. Because if you are only looking for the triangles at the end, they do help. They bring some kind of easiness, right? But there is the inside feeling about, yes, I can do that, but maybe I don't have to.
Yeah, you're not going to learn in triangles because it's the easy part of you. It's not.
Yes.
It's not lesson there.
No. And when you have squares, the squares are potential for development. And through squares, you're learning a lot. And that's the way to upgrade yourself. And that's why the squares are important. And I don't like when people are, I'm having squares, like what am I going to do? Like, use it. Because that's energy. Like, use it.
Yeah, it's like when it's Mercury retrograde, everyone is like, I don't know, putting blesses, burning things because they are afraid of Mercury.
Well, that's as I mentioned at the beginning, we shouldn't be afraid of astrology. Astrology is in the in our hands, given to us to use it and to have benefits out of it, not to be afraid of it. And Mercury retrograde, excuse me, but Mercury is 3 to 4 times a year retrograde.
Yeah.
And yes, so
that's a lot.
What are we going to say? There's a lot of people born with a retrograde Mercury. What are we going to do with them? Like, what, they are not worthwhile? And they have a special kind of seeing things and thinking about the things. And many of the major scientists have retro Mercury, natal retro Mercury. because they see things from a different point of view, and they're balanced with the direct Mercury. So everything is good. There is nothing wrong with it. And for people who have direct Mercury in their chart, retro Mercury is a time to catch up on things. Like if there is some unfinished business, administration, if they want to correct certain in their IT sector, or if they want to reply or apply for something again, like everything that you want to repeatedly done, or have another exam. If you didn't pass the last one, that's the perfect time. So it has its purpose, but not to be scared of.
I love the way you speak. Last time we talked, you mentioned something about Pluto that crossed my mind. I would like to know if you take into account Pluto
Yes.
when you are making the natal chart. In which way? Because when I work with natals, I do astrogenealogics, and when I work with natals, I take a special look at Pluto, the nodes, and the moon because of the karma, familiar karma. But I would like to know what is the point of view when you are interpreting a kid's natal.
Yes. Well, the thing is, the Pluto is very important from the standpoint of evolutionary astrology, as well as the moon nodes. It's very important. But what I take the most of the Pluto in reading natal charts of the children is where is the position of a Pluto in a chart of parents? Because the Pluto is in a parent's chart showing the way parents apply power to the kid. So, for example, if we have a parent born in with a Pluto in Capricorn, they are focused. Those parents are focused on work ethic, resilience, achieving social status. That's something for those parents very important. And if they have a child that's okay, those people are maybe 2008 born, between 2008 and 24. So they're still kind of young, right? They're kind of 28 now at the best. And some of them are not even 28 because the Pluto was in Capricorn for a long time. But you're taking a look at their way, how they're implementing their parenting, how they're gonna do what, how should I say, the style, parenting style is seen in the position of a Pluto in a parent's chart, which is very important. But also the children, the position of a Pluto is more of the evolutionary astrology point of view important.
I'm trying to think about the audience. I think it's loud. Come on. It makes me think about it. And I would like to ask, why do you think it's important to have your kids' natal chart? Or what kind of people is going to ask for it? Sorry.
Yeah, well, from my point of view, the astrology received a lot of attention and popularity since the Uranus entered Aries. Okay, so it was some kind of 14 years ago, approximately. about 14 years ago. And those generations, born and the youngsters today, they're very much interested in astrology. They see a big connections between astrology, the life, social movements, whatever is going on in the world around them. So I think there's a lot of interest in young people. And the older people, I mean, over 40 or close to 50, some of them have been always interested in astrology, maybe never had the time to learn about it, but they're interested and they want to know. I would say they believe in astrology, right? But then again, some of them don't. So we shouldn't worry about it, because there is always people who are interested, and our position as professional astrologers is to do reading the best we can and to gain trust from those people. And that's the best way to do.
Okay. So, Zorana, would you like to add something on what you have just said about the importance, the planets, the aspects? Would you like to add something after I make you a last question and lead you to share your new projects?
Well, I would say that there is an interesting upcoming transit, maybe in July, maybe from the 15th of July till the end of July. It's a very interesting position of the planet called basket. And actually, it's showing us that if we come to our senses, if we overcome all the, I would say, Neptunian pressure that we had while the Neptune was exalted in Aquarius and then at home in Pisces, and when there is a lot of questionable things were passed to us, and a lot of questionable definitions and the messages were sent to the people globally. And we come to our senses, then we are going to be in a position to kind of change our view. And it's very important that a lot of people see the new perspective, and not to be, I would say, overwhelmed with those questionable messages that we receive. So if there is more people to understand that we have to live in this beautiful earth in connection with nature, and that technology is good, but if technology is going to erase human, then we have to ask ourselves a lot.
That's not the point. Yeah, I think there are a lot of people afraid of it. It's not the point. So, I gotta ask, because people ask me to ask you.
Okay.
We astrologers talk about a lot of karma and mediums related to the lunar nodes. And there's some people who wants to ask if in a natal chart for a kid, if it is relevant or not to look at it because of the things you just say, because he's too young, because he's 70, because he's 10. Yeah, it matters to look at the notes or not.
It is. It is very important because, listen, if you spend a lot of time looking at the charts of a child and parents, because I always ask for the charts of the parents as well, not only the child, but also the parents, you see the connections. Those connections are very often, almost always connected with the nodes. Almost always, like the child nodes or the parents nodes with the child planets, like anyway connection. And it's very important, of course. And it's important to present to parents what is general mission of the child, so they remember that, and they do not they support and kind of guide child in that direction, because then it's much easier. But then again, you see, when you have enough life experience, and not everything that is easy is value enough. And that's something that we have been, I would say, presented for a good number of maybe 30, 40 years. Like, just take the easy way. And the easy way is not always the best way, because you're losing a lot of what we are losing. We're losing a lot of experience. Yes. Experience is Saturn. Yeah. Experience is Saturn, and experience is something that is a necessary part of our growth. Yeah. Yeah. There's a tendency nowadays to want the easy way, you know. A lot of culture tell you that, because it's always so fast. Click, and there is something, click, and there is another one. I think it make us anxious, and it's not natural, you know, because every single life on earth, it's cyclic. There's a season to plant, there is a season for the tree grow, there is a season for it to put up the flowers, there is a season for reproduction. I mean, everything is cycle in life. Why everything else is going to be that fast, you know? Well, it has a point, because if everything is fast, then something else can be put in. Something more can be put in. And if any of the parents are listening to our conversation, and if they're interested in any kind of advice, let your child be bored. Yeah, it's very important. Like, the parents are not obliged to keep the kid amused. Yeah. Like, the child should have their peaceful time. They're bored. To be bored, that's fine. That's beautiful, because they begin to think about things. Otherwise, if you keep them busy all the time, they don't have time to process whatever they experienced before. So that thing that's kind of easy and quick, okay, so I forgot about it. I don't think what it brought to me. Was I happy? Did it make me smile? How was it? What did I learn from it? Like, how things are developing. So let them be bored. It's very important. Yeah. Yeah. It's a kind of lesson there, of course. I mean, it's a huge fight nowadays. Well, yes, I completely agree with you, Zorana. And I'm very happy that you're here also, because I know it's very difficult. Because of the languages, because of the time, because you're a busy person. So I really appreciate it, and I think the audience appreciates it too. And I would like
to give you some time to tell us if you're doing something new nowadays and sharing what you're doing and where they contact you.
Well, yes, thank you for the question, and I'd be very glad to share that I and my friend, like the two of us, that's why we're called astrobalans, right? The balance, the two.
Yeah.
And we have a website by the same name. And the website is possible to read all the articles that we put up over there in multiple languages. So whoever is interested, they're welcome to visit and see if there is something that they are going to like. There's a lot of articles on different subjects, and we are writing weekly. So right now we are on a summer break. Otherwise, we have a school, Astrobalans School of Astrology. We have 4 levels from the beginning, from the very basic beginning of learning astrology to the very, say, advanced one. And we also have a YouTube channel and record videos on maybe some transits or whatever is interested in astrology. And astrology has so many interesting things you can talk about. And it's kind of a never-ending story.
No, it's kind of never-ending story. Yeah.
And we learn a lot. Yes, we read a lot, and we have our kind of circle of students that we also support them to have some presentations of their own, and it's interesting. And I'm very grateful for the question.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for you to be here. Really am. So I'm going to make you. I don't want to say waste. I'm going to say take you some time because it's Saturday, people. We are recording this on Saturday, and she's on holidays, as she say. So thanks you a lot. Then, if you want to contact her, it's going to be there in the description of the channel. Free as a bird to ask whatever you want to ask her. Ask the number. I'm going to send you everything you need to know to contact her. Thanks for being here, Madame Faralunas, and it's a lot of love for everyone. And that you can see this is not casualty. Have some fun.